5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. H.R. 1308 seeks to protect endangered salmon in the Columbia River, a goal I think all of us agree is a good idea. Unfortunately, it doesn't address any of the problems, such as pesticide pollution, habitat loss and degradation, and inadequate fish passage and water flows that are the primary threats to these vital salmon runs in the Northwest. Instead, the bill focuses on expanding government and tribal authority to kill sea lions that are seen as competing with salmon recovery efforts. NOAA and the Marine Mammal Protection Act, MMPA, already has the authority to allow 92 lethal takes of sea lions per year at and around the Bonneville Dam, and currently does so by issuing permits to the states of Oregon, Washington, and Idaho. Pursuant to Section 120 of the MMPA, NOAA has already utilized this authority to harass, relocate, or kill a limited number of sea lions. The Ninth Court of Appeals has recently affirmed NOAA's authority to allow the lethal take as an exemption to the MMPA. Furthermore, at a subcommittee hearing on June 13th, NOAA testified that this bill would present numerous operational challenges and argued that they are successfully managing sea lion predation under the agency's existing programs. Therefore, it's obvious that H.R. 1308 is redundant and unnecessary. The bill would also waive NEPA requirements for issuing the kill permits, eliminating the requirement that the NOAA Undersecretary consider the environmental impacts associated with the permit and the alternatives to the permitted action. This is somewhat ironic because the majority party usually argues for more public participation in Endangered Species Act matters, but now is asking for less. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers estimates that sea lions consume roughly 1,000 to 6,000 salmon and steelhead per year below the Bonneville Dam, or between 0.4% and 4.2% of the total salmon and steelhead runs on the Columbia River. By contrast, a 2009 study published in the journal Bioscience found that non-native species like smallmouth bass and walleye consume at least 200,000 and possibly more than 2 million juvenile salmon per year in the Columbia. Given that this bill would authorize the killing of sea lions for eating not just Endangered Species Act listed salmon, but also all other fish species, it could actually inadvertently make the problem worse by removing a check sea lions on the more prodigious salmon predators, bass and walleye. We should not forget the fact that sea lions will always eat salmon. No legislation will change that. Lethal removal may represent a temporary solution at best. Instead, we should focus efforts on conservation measures that will enhance the Columbia's native fish population and the economy of the region. This bill targets a minimal threat that ESEA-listed salmon face from predatory by marine mammals, a threat that NOAA can and already does address, but this bill does not address the other more important factors which endanger salmon. Therefore, I urge a no vote, and I yield back my time.
Will the gentleman yield to me before he yields? The gentleman